of New Delhi Institute of Management and National HRE Network, Delhi NCR chapter. Today, we've gathered here for the dialogue on multiplying industry-academia synergy, where each one of you is requested to contribute. Thank you so much once again. I now invite Mr. Musarrat Hussain, HR Head, Suzuki, Research and Development India, and Vice President of National HRE Network, Delhi NCR chapter, to please welcome the guest.
Everyone, I on behalf of Delhi NCR NHRDN chapter and NDIM welcome all the HR stalwarts, senior professionals, senior government officials. We have tried in the last 18 months or so to bring programs and events of relevance to all. So testimonies around 19 programs we have done so far, 8 online and 11 in person, which also includes 6 networking sessions with a total participation of more than 2,300 people. So in this period we have also added 559 new members and 234 individual life and almost 325 student members. So I'm taking the numbers from 2,847 to 3,068 and the journey goes on. We believe that there is a lot that can be done for the fraternity and that all of you and even people beyond this gathering shall volunteer and share suggestions to take initiatives to take this to the next level. Since we are here today for the academia and industry gathering, I must say that a lot can be done by the colleges to leverage platforms like NHRDN and make inroads into the organizations for student mentorship. NHRDN is committed to participate and collaborate with institutions to build future-ready workforce and would seek suggestions on that. Institutions reach out for placement and internship. But I think they should start from the process of student mentorship through professionals first. Students should be encouraged to participate and volunteer for the fraternity initiatives and become member of such professional group. The day we will expand our horizon and look at the industry academia collaboration with long-term nation building mission, we will do a great service to the nation and world. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to Dr. V.M. Bansal and NDIM for organizing this evening and supporting the event. So thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Now, it is my pleasure to invite a renowned marketing strategist, entrepreneur, political analyst, and a very well-known face on various TV channels across the country, a leading author of You Too Can Be a Brand. May I request all of you to please welcome Mr. P.K.D. Nambiar. Sir, I request you to please share some introduction.
Out here, on Siddharamanji, and of course Mr. Hariharan and so on and so forth. And I also could see couple of more, very senior. And it's a wonderful, and I would say that both the HRD network and as well as NDIM, superb, congratulations. It's so hard to get 100 people on a place like this on a Sunday. It's really challenging, and I can see most of the people who are here have got a grey hair or in that level. So they are ready to go. So thank you so much for having me on this particular day. And when Bansal साहब बोलेंगे तो मेरे पास तो कोई choice नहीं है कि ना बोलें.
Thank you so much.
So one is that this hall is full of brands. Everyone is a brand. There is no doubt. Now look at yourself. From your socks, shoe, to your undergarments, to your jeans or trousers or whatever you are wearing, including the spectacles, what he was just trying to put it up. All of us are somewhere or the other way are wearing brands. Or in other words, we make ourselves as a brand with a lot of brands attached to us. But have you ever thought, how can you be a better brand? And especially when I got to know that it is all the HR related people or the people who are from the academia. So I was under the impression that all of these people require to be as super brands. Because I genuinely feel that as an entrepreneur, I know that how difficult it is to get the right people on board. On the other side, the pressure is always on the HR team, the HR heads saying that, yeah, acha banda liya. I mean, we need quality people. Now, how do you get these quality people? Just imagine this wonderful lady starts smiling all the time. Her perception amongst the people will change. और somebody who is very very खड़ूस होके और गुस्सा में हमेशा रहने वाला है, the perception will be people would not like to go and get on of them. So the world is all about brands, and these brands are not created by NDIM or any of these kind of institutions, IIMs of the world. No. As the world, I don't know, maybe 10,000 years back also, if you really look at it, there are brands. Lord Ganesha is a brand. Do you consider that Lord Ganesha is a brand? Lord Ganesha? Now just imagine that all the new theories of the world marketing term says, including me as a brand strategist, that it should have a unique style, it should have something, one name, the name should not be written like this and that and etc. But then imagine, Lord Ganesha has got so many names. So many names. I mean, हजारों नाम है. So the brand and the brand methodology is not something which is invented by any of us, either in the hall, nor even the people who have worked before us. It existed all kind of a time. That is the reason even एक people का पेड़ के नीचे हम जब बैठते हो तो हमें पता है कि यार इसमें अच्छा ऑक्सीजन मिलेगा, so you might get some kind of a quality. So it's not only just the scientific, we have been able to brand it, and now we don't know that which company has branded, which brand manager has branded a people ka page. So what I'm trying to tell you is that anything and everything in this world is of brand. Now the question is that, can you be a brand? Or are you already a brand? And according to me, all of you are already a brand. All of you are already a brand. That is the reason you have reached here till this point. Now, the question is that how can, if you are already a brand, for an example, Nikhil, NDIM, so he brand himself very well. You will always find him wearing very tip-top or otherwise very, very active on social media, his way of conducting and etc. So the people are too much aware. But then, is it the right way for us to brand ourselves? I may not be a right example, but then I can tell you that all of you can be a better brand if you are already a brand. Now, how that is going to be helping all of you? In your profession, in your daily life, in your family life, in the life work in your own societies, how the people will start perceiving you is going to be defined by this small effort of yours. That first and the foremost is that ask yourself that who are you? When was the last time you have asked yourself that who are you, who am I? We always make a SWOT analysis for various companies for our departments and everything. That when was the last time you did it for yourself and say that, okay, these are my strengths, but I have a lot of weakness. What are the opportunities available for me? But so the most important thing is to question yourself that who are you, who am I, and that is where a good brand or creation starts. I'm not going for the book is almost about 200 pages, so I cannot summarize that in 10-15 minutes. But then the bottom line is that the moment you know who are you, who am I, and what is my strength, what is my weakness, and where am I standing today, there will be a change in your actions every day at your workplace. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are an academician, if you are or somebody who is working as an HR head, or your team, the way they will start respecting you will have a complete change. But then, knowing who you are is not going to really help you. The only thing that is the beginning. The next part is that where you want to go, how you wanted to position yourself. Just imagine that somebody says that, oh, okay, I wanted to be like a very glamorous man. Then you will have to, the first question that what you have asked yourself, that who am I, will tell you that is that you a glamour is there in you? Is it something like I'm a great communicator, so I will become a speaker? Or maybe some other strength. So you have to decide after this question that where you wanted to go. So if you have taken a decision that today I have to come and for this function at Royal Plaza at 7 p.m. So we are all here. So that's the destination we need to choose. That is the second part of it. So once you know that who you are, and secondly you know that where you wanted to go, that how you wanted to be perceived by the people, how you wanted to be perceived by your family, your colleagues, you wanted to be a very, very friendly boss, or you wanted to be a strict or a firm boss, or you wanted to be known as an intellectual, you wanted to be known as a glamour guy, or you wanted to be known as whatever way, you decide that. According to the way you feel that will it work for you. How many times do we all look at ourselves in the mirror? Maybe 4 or 5 times in a day. For a man, for a girl, maybe much more than that. What do you say, ma'am? Maybe 5, 7 times more than that, right? Even more than that. She's right. So the idea is that when you look at yourself, why are you looking at yourself? Because you love yourself the most. When you love yourself the most, that itself is the beginning of creating a brand of you. Now, everyone in this whole universe has born with certain kind of strength. There is no one who do not have any kind of, some kind of a strength के बिना कोई भी नहीं होगा. Can you just see, for an example, our AICT chairman is here. He is an amazing scholar. Look at Bansal Saab. Such a soft-spoken person. इतना softly वो इतना अच्छे से भाई करके बुलाते हैं. ऐसा लगेगा कि यार बस he is your best friend. So that's the personality of somebody. I have the DIPSRO's Chancellor, Vice Chancellor is also here. So he is, for an example, he speaks very, very comforting. ऐसा लगता है कि यार देखो, he is everything. So that's the way the world works. So we all have some quality. How do we polish that and make ourselves as a brand? The difference between a brand and a good personality is only this much. Now we all know that in the world of politics, Narendra Modi is one of the global brands. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? I don't think so. So I think and in the same way we have brands, something like maybe Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, or we also have brands like Amitabh Bachchan, Rajinikanth. Just imagine they both are in the similar profession. But look at Amitabh Bachchan. If Amitabh Bachchan एक थप्पड़ देके अगर 100 लोग 10-15 लोग उठ जाते हैं, ऐसा कभी आप कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकता. But whereas Rajinikanth just ऐसे करेगा तो उठ जाएगा. But they both are in the same profession. They both even acted together in many films. They respect each other, contemporaries, but distinctive personality. What I'm trying to say is that it is not necessary that even you and your brother or even your sister will have a distinctive qualities. So it's important for all of us to know who am I, what is there in you. So one of the first takeaway for you, all of you, from my side would be that when you go back, irrespective of your age, don't think that yaar theek hai mera 50. So I feel that once you know who you are, your strengths and weaknesses, then comes to the second part, where you want it to be and how you want the people to be perceived. Whether it is at your home, whether it is at your workplace, or even at the society which you are in. Once that is done, at the last point, which I am going to sum it up, that is going to be the perception you wanted to leave behind the people. When I leave from this hall, people will say that यार मद्रासी बंदा आया था, कुछ बात करके चला गया, ना हाथ था, ना पैर था, कुछ भी नहीं है, and क्या फायदा है? Or somebody will say that yes, there are some points he said is right, it may have some kind of an important point. So it's depending upon my quality that how much I have been able to imbibe all of you in your mind the thoughts which I wanted to communicate. So the most important thing is that the perception what is that you wanted to be leaving behind is really the brand image you will be carrying. And this brand image is going to help each one, irrespective of it, can be even for a housewife also. It is not necessary that for a lawyer, for anybody. For example, he always have this card. Correct? Always. Wherever we try to differentiate himself from the rest of the people by the signature style of him. I'm not saying that the signature style is going to make you a big brand. No. But it might enhance your visibility or identification. So that's, I'm just trying to give you an example. There are some people, like for an example, I was having till November, till April, a full grown, I was having a pura bhal tha. मैंने गंजा कर दिया कि एक दिन में शॉक कर्नाटक इलेक्शन के बाद तो फिर मुझे लगा यार यही स्टाइल रहने दो कुछ नहीं. So it doesn't matter whether how you look like, does not matter that उसकी वजह से मेरे को टेलीविजन स्टूडियो में जाना बंद नहीं हुआ या मेरा पब्लिक प्रोग्राम्स कम नहीं हुआ. So the look doesn't matter. So the bottom line is look within yourself. Maybe then you read my book. It will give you some kind of an insight of practical way of branding an individual rather than an organization. Let me tell you, a good organization able to create 5 people under you as another brand, that means you are a successful brand. So if you have to you have to be a brand to make others also a brand. And if a successful organization will have so many brands, that does not mean that they are all very popular, they are all known to everybody. But it can be even in the 5 people group. So I think I leave it here. Maybe as I said, that you can definitely, if you, I thought like I'll speak to you in private because I may leave in between. Maybe it's also a good hall wherein all the people would be knowing it. So through, I'm not sure that I'm asking this question on the, along with everybody. But this question is this, sir. For an example, the Prime Minister in the new education policy, he is saying that the gross enrollment should be much more. The rate should be much more. But most of the IITs or IIMs and etc., if you have a capacity of 200 people, if they are hiring absolutely 200, if they hire more than 200 people, AICTE or the government of India will penalize them. I don't know if this is true or not. Another somebody from the other side on TV debate was telling. But whereas most of these institutions have at least 5% of the people leave because of any reason. It could be personal, professional, or they are not enjoying the course, they leave in between. So don't you think that the penalization of these institutions should be on the basis of what is the number of people who are giving the exam or passing out from the institute rather than on the enrollment? This is just a question. Maybe when you speak, you can give a quality to everybody. Thank you so much for having me, and God bless.
Now, it is my honor and privilege to introduce Chairman AICTE, our chief guest for the day, Professor Dr. T.G. Sitaram. Sir took over as Chairman of All India Council for Technical Education on December 21st, 2022. He was the Director of Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, Assam for 3.5 years, from July 19 to December 22. Sir obtained his BE in Civil Engineering from University of Mysore. He did his Masters from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and PhD from University of Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. He worked as a lecturer at the University of Waterloo soon after his PhD, and later on moved on to University of Texas at Austin, Texas, USA. He has also held several positions and also the Director, Additional Charge at Central Institute of Technology, Kokrajhar, Assam, for 1.5 years. Presently, he is the Chairman, Board of Governors at CIT Kokrajhar and Chairman, Board of Management of Northeast Regional Institute of Science and Technology, Nirjuli, Arunachal Pradesh. Sir, may I request you to please come on stage and please bless us.
Dr. NDIM and all the distinguished HR professionals and friends. That actually the topic only attracted me to come and speak to you. Otherwise, up to 6 o'clock we were in the Bharat Mandapam with Honorable Minister of Education. Okay, we just had a valedictory function of our 3rd anniversary of the National Education Policy 2020, which ended today at 6 p.m. So I straight away thought I'll come here. Friends, we are all here, particularly you are HR professionals. Jobs, everything is about jobs. Creation of jobs, economy is about what Honorable Prime Minister talks about. 5 trillion economy is also related to jobs. Automatically, when you talk about jobs, you wanted to hire a skilled professional. So skilling also becomes an important part and parcel of the jobs. Okay? If you are a skilled, you are going to get a good job or a high-paying job. So to this to happen, we need to understand what industry skills are relevant. In this process, the academia and industry have to have a dialogue, which is very, very skewed at this present point. Let me assure you, I don't know how many of you know about All India Council for Technical Education. Maybe 2-3 of them. Okay, let me briefly tell you 2 lines. All India Council for Technical Education started as an advisory body in 1945, before independence, to the British government. It acquired its statutory position, which is called as a regulator. Many of you will call as a regulator. I will reword it a little later. In 87, when a lot of mushrooming of engineering colleges happened. Okay, 80s, I think Karnataka was the leader. And then other states like Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, all started large number of engineering institutions. I still remember because I was going to college. When I joined, there were no private engineering colleges. We had 2 government engineering colleges in Karnataka. One was the government BDT College of Engineering in Davangere. The other one was the university attached, University College of Visheshwaraya College of Engineering in Bangalore. Rest of them, very few aided colleges were there, but there were no private concept. It all started in the 80s. So these colleges, when the mushroom, AICT got the statutory position, and then first 5 chairmen were cabinet ministers of Government of India, HRD, part of the name carries of yours. Okay, Human Resources Development. All of you know that we have changed the name now. We don't call that ourselves as MHRD. We call it as Ministry of Education. I don't know how many have noticed this. Very categorical. Okay. And also I would like to say that you talked about, I will also address your question, but just before that, what a visionary this government is. They have asked one minister to head both the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Only one reason we need to talk to each other. It's very little as actually were earlier before. Because skilling is very relevant to education. We need to actually integrate the skilling into education. And the thought process is we want to start teaching skilling from class 6 onwards. Even though we are higher education people, but we are talking to the school education and we are talking to the Skill and Entrepreneurship Ministry. The entire National Education Policy 2020 3rd anniversary was coming together. All the 3 secretaries were there. with one minister. They all sat through full. I never seen in my, I am already plus 60. I have never seen any minister sitting through entire conference events in my ever life itself. But the first one I experienced was in Varanasi. Okay, first Shiksha Samagam with 600 odd vice chancellors and directors of top institutions. Okay, attended the entire event 3 days. And the second one was this. All ministers, all four, the three Minister of States and Minister of Education, going through entire sessions with more than, I think this time more than 800 or 900 vice chancellors and directors were there in Bharat Mandapam, which is a very unique building. If none of you have been there, please visit that. It's a monumental, and you will feel proud of India. That we need to build such structures for next generation, for young people to see and be proud of. Friends, the future of work is all about innovation. It's going to change. Why? You look at ChatGPT. I will give you a small example of my own experience. So when ChatGPT came in, sometime in November 22, I was the director of Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, moved here in December. Then in 2-3 months, I also tried to explore and understand what is ChatGPT. One day, when I had little time, sat down, I wanted to ask what I have understood about All India Council for Technical Education. Okay. Anyway, before that, I'll just tell you, the first 5 chairmen were HRD ministers, and then out of them, 2 of them went on to become the Prime Minister of the nation.
Oh my.
That is Narasimha Rao and VP Singh. Even Arjun Singh was also the HRD minister, and 4 directors of IIT were actually chairmen of AICTE, and first full-time chairman came in 93, Professor S.K. Khanna, former Vice Chancellor of Roorkee University and present IIT Roorkee. I was talking about the future of work is going to be related to innovations, ladies and gentlemen. Innovation, like what we say in academics, publish or perish, now either innovate or perish. As a nation, we need to train our young people to innovate. At every level, they should have an idea. So what we have done, I'll just share briefly in a little while. Friends, technology is pervasive today. You go to a doctor or a surgeon, without technologists, doctors cannot perform. So many of the IITs and Institutes of Science have started their medical school. Why? Wanted to understand, put clinicians and engineers together to study and do things, And today, any operations, whether robotic operations are all technology driven. So similarly, technology is everywhere in education also. Okay? Particularly after COVID pandemic, our children are much more tech savvy than any of us. We are a little hesitant now. Unless COVID had not come, really we would not have graduated. But today we have most of us graduated. We can ourselves claim that we have a degree. Because that's what it's about. And we also talked about brands. Let me tell you, building a brand is a very difficult job. Today, he talked about individual brands and also what you are wearing as a brand. I'm going to talk about the institutional brands. IIT is a brand today. Anywhere you go in the world, Indian Institute of Technologies are the brand. Today, we have established 2 IITs in 2 international locations. Okay? And IIT Madras has gone to Zanzibar. Okay? And then IIT Delhi has gone to Abu Dhabi. So, similarly, international universities are also coming to India. 2 universities have already expressed, Australian University, both in Gift City and Ahmedabad. Okay? And they are also establishing the shops. What I am saying is today education is becoming global. And you here, we have an institute, New Delhi Institute of Management, which is one of the oldest in this region, and also had a lot of excellent advisors to them. And there I was looking at the brochure, tech-enabled industry, like postgraduate diplomas. We give approvals for these programs, but however, I really like that, technology they have embraced it and they're trying to train students for the newer generation, particularly artificial intelligence. Friends, artificial intelligence is already here. It is not the future technology. I was telling you about a story about ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT to write a poem about AICTE, covering, encompassing what all it does. Then I put some constraints, otherwise it will be, I said it should be written in 4 stanzas only. 10 seconds, believe me, it came better than what I had understood by then. What is AICTE? 10 seconds. And then I was not satisfied. Human beings are not really happy any time. Because if you get something, you want something else. So I said, write it in Hindi. Okay? Being a South Indian, I would love to see it in Hindi. Okay? Believe me, in another 2-3 seconds it came out. Beautiful poem about it. Why I said this? We always thought that poet is genetically the characteristics of a poet, or it cannot be acquired skill. Poet is a person who sits somewhere and writes and it comes through. Not is from his brain, from the heart. When such a job can be taken over by the machine, should we worry or not worry? This is the question. So, friends, all jobs are going to change, the way it is functioning. But at the same time, I also want to assure you, coming as a technologist, you don't have to be scared of this. Because we have created these tools. At least now, nobody is scared of it. When 80s, when computers came in, the entire banking industry went berserk. They went on strike, the entire country. I still remember as a student. Okay? But now, in 2000, Y2K, not many people bothered, but every newspaper was covering. ChatGPT still comes only as a special section, not in the front page yet. So, that means we have taken this as a changes, acceptable changes in our daily life. So, National Education Policy 2020 is a very important document. Why I say this is not because I am a government servant. I am as an academician, and I taught actually civil engineering for 34 years at Indian Institute of Science. Even now I am a professor actually at IISc, Bangalore. I am in deputation, went to Guwahati and then came to Delhi. Okay? So after this, I am going to retire from Indian Institute of Science. I have myself experienced, this is such a landmark document. They have a lot of flexibility for implementation and very thought-provoking document what has been created with all elements of the pride to be built into our young people. We are I don't know whether it's 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000 history of a country, Bharat. But today, we have forgotten everything about it and we only know Macaulay's education. To be a subservient to somebody. Unless we start thinking about changes ourselves, at least in the mindset, forget about what curriculum you change, what you approve, what you don't approve. Okay? You are talking about some approvals is it good to estimate based on the actual numbers? Actually, you haven't read our new approval process handbook, it is already changed. We are actually estimating your teacher based on the actual students who get admitted to the classroom, not based on the seats I allocate you. Okay, what number of students come in will be counted. And also, we have made it very flexible. 40% of the courses. Why I again come back to NEP is 40% of the courses students can learn online today. I think Bansalji will explain to you, 40% of MBA courses also can be taken online, get a credit through a self-learning. For that teachers, there are no teachers. It is the Swayam portal, one of the largest portal in the world with 10,000 courses. Okay, where All kinds of courses are there. It is not just technology. Maximum is technology because we started beginning at IIT Madras, NPTEL, National Program on Teaching and Education Learning Materials. But today it covers even humanities, social sciences, MBA, and all courses. If some of you have not used it, please log in, join that course, register, get evaluated, get a credit, even at this age. You can do that. Okay, these are 10,000 courses. It's one of the largest, much better than MIT. Why I am saying is, MIT asked me to give a talk about this Swayam, which is the books platform of India in US. So that clearly tells us today we are the leaders in creating the content, curriculum, and all this is possible. Now through NEP, one other important decision has come. What is, whether you learn your course through vocational or distance learning or in a regular program, all are treated on par. You don't have second grade degrees, evening, part-time, not there. Even AICTE has announced very categorically, there is no evening college, there is no part-time college. So what do the professionals do? I say, I have given clear instruction to all the institutions and we are writing to them very, very carefully. Please run the program beyond 5:30 for the working professional to come. But don't call it as a evening program, part-time ground. Don't give a second grade degree to them. Give them a regular degree, because what did he learn at the end of the course? That's most important. Learning outcome is the key. So you evaluate them, give a degree which is valuable for him, just like anybody else. So we have clearly given directions that there are no like second grade degrees, second grade, but flexible timings. Colleges should run using the existing infrastructure. We have given clear instruction to them, use your existing infrastructure. For in the second shift or third shift, even midnight also you conduct classes. We have removed all those old archaic land documents and land is required. No, we are not asking any land now. We are only saying if you have a sufficient infrastructure to run a college, we will give you approval. Okay? So a lot of drastic changes have been done. And we don't want you to come to AICTE. We will answer to you through everything, using technology. So that we have closed down all our regional offices just because, people's contact will only lead to a lot of other issues. So we have given you permissions. So that's why I said we have become not a regulator, a facilitator. We want to facilitate education. We want to democratize education. We want to facilitate education. We want to democratize education. We want to take education to nook and corner of the country. So this particularly, we are doing excellently well in the tech areas, particularly STEM areas. We are actually today number 3 in the world in technical education in terms of publication, patents, and you have created the top CEOs of the world. All are our brand, Indian brand. So, a lot of changes are happening, and it is all happening through one agenda. What is that agenda? National Education Policy 2020. Please read that. This is an agenda which doesn't really any government's policy, nothing is there actually. It is the policy for the people of India. It is the document, it is a policy for the people of India. All of us have to actually canvass. 1 or 2 states are going against it, but I think it's only because of politics. But otherwise, they also agree. I have spoken to the academicians in their states also. All of them are in concurrence with what has been written down in that policy. It's a very, very simple document, very clear. So I don't want to take much more than this time. So I thank Dr. Bansal for giving me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts. So, but I request you, we have started to reach out, particularly because I talked about jobs. We have created what is called as, many engineering seats are not filled up in rural colleges and tribal area colleges. We have colleges everywhere in the country. We have 9,000 plus institutions in the country. We run large number of programs, like 30,000 or 40,000 programs. What I have created after joining, we had an excellent internship program. We have made mandatory internship to work with industry at the AICTE. Now I have wanted to create what is called as AICTE placement portal to be open for colleges which are located in rural areas and tribal areas, so that we can give some jobs to them. That's the request I have for all your HR professionals. Please join our portal. Whichever company you are from, please subscribe to our portal. We don't charge you anything. And also you have the freedom of selection of your employee, future, yourself. We will only connect you. We only say you go to, these are the young people, talented people are available in look and cover the country. You please do what a bit you can do. And we don't ask you anything other than connecting. Similarly, our placement portal, I wanted to just tell you, our placement portal, 2.5 crore students are registered, verified students. And 77,000 companies have registered also. Okay, 77,000 companies. So all our paid internship, which are counted for the credits. If they want 3 months, they'll get a credit, and they don't need to do that extra course, that 3 credits or 4 credits or 5 credits, depending on the time they spend. So there are a lot of transformative changes at AICTE. Kindly take a look at the AICTE website, and if there is any question, write to us. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening all of us. Now, I would like to invite and introduce Chairman NDIM, Dr. V.M. Bansal. Sir is a retired senior civil servant who has headed various key departments like ISBT's Airport Authority of India, Delhi Development Authority, and now is leading NDIM and taking us to greater heights. Sir will be talking about NDIM and our role in strengthening Industry Academia Connect. Sir.
And only 2 days back we reached out to him and he said, yes, I'll be coming. So grateful, thanks to him, very, very big way. And thank you very much all dear friends. Friends from media, Karun Nagia and several other people are there. Friends from judiciary, the judges, the CBI district judge here, and friends from income tax, friends from other domains. And of course, my very close mentors. You are seeing a mentorship book at your tables. Most of you are either advising NDIM or mentoring NDIM. I'm extremely grateful to you, because but for you, we wouldn't have had it today what we are. So thank you very much, my friends from Japan, my friends from Korea who are supporting us in Japan and Korea centers. Extremely grateful to them, and of course, very senior friends from the academia, some vice chancellors, some pro vice chancellors are also here. Very grateful to each one of you. And I'll just take 5 minutes only to showcase what small new initiatives we have taken, in addition to, of course, the industry connect that you people have provided to us. I don't know how many of you are aware. I'm sure the new chairman of the AICTE is aware. AICTE and CII conduct industry-linked B-School survey every year, where they see the documents of all the 10,000 plus MBA colleges of the country, 365 days of the year. To our surprise and to our great privilege, NDIM was rated best under all the 19 parameters for the first year, again for the second year, and to AICTE surprise again for the third year. So that is the thanks giving to each one of you today. It wouldn't have happened but for your support. And even AICTE was surprised at what it is, and we were in any case totally surprised. I told my people that either we are doing nothing or some other people are doing just nothing at all, that we are getting the credit year after year. So it is a fact, because one feels that we are doing very little. But if AICTE, CII jointly tell us year after year, so then we feel that we need to be really gearing up more and more every year. Now there is a very big support on the there, and I must say each one of you there. So what we do is, if you see, get a look at our board of directors. First of all, I say with the credibility that NDIM has created over the years. Each one of you is a kind of a support or evident fact of that credibility. Mr. Suresh Prabhu, one of the biggest intellectuals, for full 5 ministers as a 5 years as a Minister for Railways, Minister for Commerce, Minister for Industry, Minister of Civil Aviation. All the board meetings, he came and sat with me. No union minister can go and sit in a private business school board meeting. He sat all the 5 years with me. He said, I'm coming because of you. So this is the credibility all of you have given to us. And again, that industry stalwarts we have today with us, the Abuja Group President, the Trident Group President, the Kentaro Group President, the JBM Group President. So all of them sit in the board meetings and they really steer us. Former judges of Supreme Court, chairman of UPSC, kindly see them. It's not for showing. Out of our 32 board members, there is no meeting in which 28 board members have not participated for 2 to 3 years. So, Mr. T.K. Nair, who was the advisor and principal secretary to Honorable Manmohan Singh Ji for 10 years, he comes from Trivandrum to attend our board meetings. And on 25th of August, we feel very privileged. The Honorable Vice President is coming to the campus for our next convocation. So, it is very positive. I suggested to him that we'll book Gyan Bhavan. He said, no, I'll come to your campus. So, I just want to tell you that over the years we have tried. Last night I heard the Prime Minister's message yesterday given at this Mandapam was that technology has to become a part of every subject, every domain. Every domain has to rest on the shoulders of technology, which we have been able to do. I thank all my faculty very, very big way. They have sat on each and every subject. Every subject is now blockchain supported. Earlier we were teaching cyber, blockchain, AI separately. Now we felt it is not giving the results. So every subject of HR, every subject of marketing, every subject of operations, every subject of finance. He has enablement, embedment of blockchain, AI and digital. I'll just take 2 minutes and I'll not take more time. I'll just showcase that to you. So please go ahead. So these are the top 10 skills notified by the World Economic Forum. They are required for the next 5 years. Okay, to be successful in the job, and that is what we are working all 10 of them. Please go ahead. So, first of all, our faculty. We have ensured that no faculty joins us which has not worked with at least 4 to 5 industrial houses before joining the academics. So, as a total out of our 74 faculty, they have worked earlier with 310 industries. So, that's only one thing, we'll move forward. So, that's again, reskilling needs 45%, total job growth and loss is 23% out because of the emerging technologies. And these are the all World Economic Forum reports. So this is what we are talking, tech-enabled PGTM. As I told you earlier, we were giving as separate subjects. 3 years back, we studied only the 3 or 4 tech-enabled colleges across the world. One is in Germany, 2 are in USA. We tried to study their models also. And we found that their models were also not so robust. I was not very happy with them. So the faculty worked very hard for the last 3 years. And now I'll show you what we have come up with. So now all our HRM MBAs, they are studying these technologies along with all the foundation courses, along with all the courses which are there at any of the IIMs. And what exactly are the technologies the students are working hands-on to give you instant results. Again, for the marketing, these are the technologies. We have listed all the tools here. And faculty which is doing is all present here in the hall. In case you have any questions, they will be very happy to meet you and answer those questions. Yeah. Again, same for the marketing, finance. Please go ahead. And now comes the final thing. We all know that ultimate jobs, as the HCHROs and heads of the companies, more than 400 hours in about 16 to 18 months, and they really take you because we have that, I would say, disadvantage or advantage. We are not the arms and the cream of the country will come to us. That 99 percentile student will come to us. We get the student who out of CAT, MAT and all the exams permitted by the ACE, they come from the entire country. They come from poorest of the smallest of villages, who come to Delhi for the first time. They are totally unexposed to these soft skills. What is soft skill? They don't even know. One student from Haryana, पिछले दिनों, he told the teacher after 2-3 months, "Hey sir, I'm finding very difficult. For the first time, I'm sitting with girls in my classroom. We have never had this environment." So to really see how to really take them through the soft skills, what great effort the faculty is performing. And these are the people, we are working on one slogan, and the chairman AICT would appreciate it. Because we get students who are commerce students, who are average or above students, because they qualify all the examination criteria, admission criteria. So we have picked up one slogan for the NDIM, and that is of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. चिड़ियों से मैं बाज लड़ा हूँ. Our students who join the industry, they after 1 year become a preferred choice than the students of the IIMs who are competing and who are working in training. So because they are grouped in that situation, the recruiters who are present over here, they will tell you how happy they are with the NDM students, and every year they come back, इस बार ही आपसे double students लेने हैं मेरे को. And because of these technologies, you can just move forward, please. Please go ahead. This is another small thing I'll mention to you. And of course, all those people who are interested in sustainability. We talk a lot about sustainability. We were also doing a lot of it as a part of the curriculum. But unfortunately, my problem is, and that is what disturbs my faculty and a couple of friends also a lot, is that I'm never happy with what is coming through. Okay, I say कि मजा नहीं आ रहा. I thought sustainability, unless my graduate can enter industry and tell the sustainability compliances, merely talking about sustainability has just no meaning at all. And this is what we thought people are doing in other sectors. Real future, as per the Prime Minister of the country, is the renewables. Okay, entire sector, renewable sector. Now we are getting engineers, we are getting trained them for this job. But who will manage those engineers? Where are the managers who will manage the renewable sector? There's nobody. There's just nobody. And this is what we are doing under this center. And last year, 70 certifications. We are not giving to everybody. We are very, very choosy. We take 10 times their evaluations, examinations. Under this center, we have country's top experts who are doing all this work. And I would request each one of you to come and join us, guide us further. We'll be very happy, but the future of jobs lies here. And that's the last one I'll take to leave. Because of this technology enablement, analyst, risk advisory, strategic analyst, credit analyst, product analyst, competitive analyst, consultant, tech-enabled business, tech-based talent acquisition, process automation. So these 1, 2, 3 requests. Of course, chairman is very kind. Even when he joined, I met him on 11th of January, and he's also February. Vivekanand's birthday was the very next day. He said, "Yeah, I'm too very busy, but I will join you." And he made time for that also. Same thing has happened today. Nambia and all of you, of course, very big support to us. Thank you once again. And Premji, since we are doing it as a part of the NHRDN, I'm grateful to the president of the NHRDN, grateful to Dhananjay, grateful to GP, grateful to Musarat Sen, grateful to all the people of the NHRDN who have been a very big support. And 2 years back, NHRDN very kindly signed an MOU with us that for 3 national level awards they will be doing with us. One has happened. I'm waiting for the remaining 2 to happen as and when they find time to do it. And yes, I should tell everybody, I'm also proud of the chairman AICT, and everybody should know that the new president, National HRD Network, Prem Singh Ji, also happens to adore my board of directors. Yeah. So thank you very, very much. I'm extremely grateful to all the friends for making time today, for blessing. And we have a mentorship book lying on the table of each one of you. Those of you who are not part of the mentoring program at NDIM, please join us. This is the only way of paying back to the nation, and you are all the nation builders. Please help me building the nation better. Thank you very much.
All of us into the new age areas. Now, it is time for a dialogue to proceed further may I now invite our dear friend Dr. G.P. Rao, founder and managing partner of GPR HR Consulting, to please take the initiative forward and take the dialogue.
Many people reply, Namaskar. Namaskar. If you have liked the address of the chairman AICT, nice presentation, one go all together. The nice presentation of Dr. V.M. Bansal, the branding tip of Mr. Nambia, and the program that is going to happen a little ahead. For all that, we'll do clap, don't clap. The clap will be different today because we are talking about building a nation. We want to promote India. We are brand India. Even the tali bajate na, OB, Videsh wala aake humse seekhe. That tali will be different today. Your tali has to be better than the neighbor's tali. Okay? How do that? What is the measurement? AICT chairman is there everything measurement. Basically everything will be measured. So the measurement is your tali has to be louder, longer, faster than your neighbor. Louder, longer, faster. For all of you, clap. Louder, longer, faster. Meaning is, if you like somebody's address, thank them immediately. That is called faster. If you have an idea, share it. That is faster. What is louder is, if an idea share, the academia synergy nahi hota hai. Rose karna hai. Every corporate, every academic institute must believe that synergy is a must. It's not a choice. And synergy is there. That's why we said it is multiplication of synergy. It is enhancement of synergy. Synergy is already, that is why 100 of us are at one place. Okay, ये मेरा motivational speech था. Now coming to the task given to us. We are all outcome-based people. We work for a goal. The goal is the next 30-40 minutes. Whatever being recorded here, it's being recorded, no? You know? No, I have to be careful. No, till that time, now. Till now it has not recorded, now it gets recorded. Now I'm very careful. I will use good words like each one of us wants a calm, each one wants a naam, each one of us wants a dam. So like that I'll say good words. Or we'll say we're all nice people, we want grace, space, peace. Like that I'll use good words. All of us. No? So the discussion will be based on three principles. Grace. So whatever you say very gracefully, not undercutting somebody, criticizing somebody, or causing wound to somebody, the grace. The other is space. Give space to your neighbor sitting on the table if you want to speak. Only if you have a mic and go on speaking, so that's not giving space. The last is, it should be the whole place should be peace. But there is one problem with peace, because many of you do not know the bar was open. You don't know, and it's still open. That might cause a little problem to the so-called peace. But you can peacefully go, have a drink and come back. That doesn't get recorded. Okay. So how do we go there? So there's so many. If each one wants to say, you can't complete in 40 minutes. So what we're saying is, we'll take four broad themes. Theme number one is, we have heard from Dr. Bansal, Chairman AICT, what do you expect from the corporate world or the employment world or the people who cause employment. So employment creators and all that we heard. Now probably the people from the corporate world may like to give their insights. I'm trying to give, little formatting, no? I'm trying to be a little formal, which I cannot, but I'll try. One is, we will discuss on what is your expectation from the graduates in general. You can say critical thinking, like that, I'm just giving hint. And next we'll go specifically for HR, because this is something, we are NHR, National HRD Network is co-hosting this event. So there is a little agenda, no? So if good HR people come out of the education institution, our profession will get enriched. No? So it's an agenda for us. The selfish show will discuss what is something you expect from the graduates doing HR. The third one will be first and second. The third one will be Rajiv, I'll take Rajiv's one topic we'll discuss. Third one, what should we take? I've done MBA in general, HR in particular. One more we will take. I got fourth I got. Third I'll take.
I think we need to define what is industry.
Okay. Okay. So third one is we will define
Is it
industry.
only big corporate
Industry.
or something
Industry.
else?
The fourth one is each one of you sitting here, how can you contribute to the multiplication or the magnification of the industry academia synergy? What is that one contribution? Somebody said, sir, how do you record all this? So we, the NDIM faculty team has designed a form. You have a plastic folder where there is a pen. No, indication is wherever there is a pen, there is a pen. There is one plastic folder where you have this pen, there is a paper. So you can leave your thoughts there. Okay. If somebody is not able to get an idea, chance to speak, so please fill it up. So all those ideas, suggestions will be taken. So that's some shortcut is also there. Somebody doesn't want to speak or somebody cannot speak, they get a chance to speak. So this is how we'll do the fourth one. The first one. So we have got 3 microphones there. 3.
Yeah.
And there are volunteers also there. The only thing is you have to be brief. Okay. So that more people can speak. So topic number 1. What is your expectation? So when you speak, don't confine yourselves to NDIM, don't confine yourselves to JK, don't confine yourselves to Deloitte. So we are discussing about nation, education policy. We are discussing about nation building, synergy between industry and academia as a whole, globally. So that should be the horizon. But by the way, NDIM will get benefited. By the way, HRD network will get benefited. So this is the platform. So let's start. So anybody wants to say something? 30 seconds. Start with. In general, what do you expect from management graduates? Are the graduates coming out of the education institutions? Yeah, please, somebody. Yes. Yeah, busy. अरे माइक क्या चाहिए busy? बोलो.
I was thinking that, higher MBAs, there are functional competencies and behavioral competencies. The balance is important.
Okay, balance between ज़्यादा होगा तो कम हो जाएगा ये ज़्यादा नहीं. He says integrate. So I'll copy your words. Yes, your third one.
Yeah, GK sir. What I've been practicing last few years is a 4I principle.
Your suggestion.
My suggestion, 4I principle. One is the intent, positive intent.
Positive intent.
Interest in whatever they want
I
to
see
do.
a positive intent in you to contribute. Positive intent. I'll take
Positive
that.
intent.
I'll take that. I saw in the content. नियम देख लिया.
sir.
नियम है बढ़ जाना.
Intent, interest, initiative, and
नियम देख लिया.
implementation.
नियम बैठना. नियम. निष्ठा. Sir. Learnability is very good. This is something. So when you interview a candidate, one is the academic qualification, CGPA, CV, and all are there. But when you see them in a group discussion, when you see them in an interview, when you watch them, what do you see? This is what we see. Learnability. One. Yeah, Rajiv.
I think it's important that when the person comes into the organization, he should be realistic. Don't think that he should be treated like a CEO. He should be first becoming an executive first. एक चिट्ठी लिखना तो उसको ढंग से आना चाहिए.
ये बहुत बढ़िया चीज बोला कि एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर बाद में बने, पहले तो एग्जीक्यूटिव बन जाओ. We came together. He was telling me that very good. But realistic, on the ground. Yes, sir.
Prakash from ICICI Bank. So one of the things that I would like to see from a management graduate or a graduate of any stream is mental resilience and being able to take the hits, because the first thing that I think most of the students struggle with is the corporate realities, and it is different from what they expect.
Resilience, mental resilience. I think in Hindi it is nistha, thase thermas, nistha, not nistha. I mean the ability to stand up when you have fallen down, trying to balance, finding out a way, creative, not all. Sir,
compatibility is more important than the competence. This adaptation in the organization is more important.
आपका सुबह का quote था गए, नकल हो गया. He always sends a quote every day in the morning. Thank you so much. Compatibility, not competency alone. It's not versus. It is compatible. Very good.
Ability to apply the knowledge. Ability to apply the knowledge.
Ability to apply knowledge. मैं थोड़ा jargon use करूँ. Contextual sensitivity. What you know, can you do it? That's very good.
And intellectual humility.
दो बोल दिया, अब एक गाली देगा. Thank you. Iba ji. पेशेंस, हाँ, पेशेंस। तो इम्पेशेंस लगते हैं क्या बच्चे?
आजकल जो वॉच करते हैं उन लोगों को, so they want everything like immediately, like they don't have, they don't want to wait for long. So learning, understanding, grasping is very important.
थोड़ा पेशेंस रखो, थोड़ा पेशेंस रखो, हो जाएगा। मैंने बैंक में पैसा डालो, हाँ, फिर आपका डेबिट कार्ड चलेगा, ये है ना, थोड़ा डालो।
Stakeholder management. Stakeholder management.
Stakeholder management. They should learn this. खाली HR नहीं है, HR में जो ज्वाइन करता है, they should know who are your customer, employee, boss, boss's boss, your vendors, consultants, environment, गाँव वाले, all that they should know. One example of HR, wonderful, very good. I said very good. द्वारका is a साक्षी. साक्षी को मैंने very good बोला, द्वारका is a साक्षी.
Shades of deviant kind of instruction should also be there in colleges.
Shades of
deviant kind of framework in the sense that physical and team training that should also be there.
Physical team training should be there. It's not just the knowledge, not the chat GPT stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, there was some emergency, so the chairman has to leave. Somebody had yesterday cut his hand, so he has to leave. He just fell straight in for a minute. Sir, please.
Sir, I call you Mr. You said facilitator. Now this will be felicitation.
Yeah. Sir, may I request Professor Bhumika and Mr. Alkudat to please come on stage.
You said you are facilitator.
I got educated in my regional language, so I don't understand many of these words.
Sir, one more.
That they should invest in communication. Very important. Because most of the time I realize that they have ideas, they are there, but for some reason they can't communicate. So it's very important for them to invest time, invest energy, invest in getting better at that. Because whichever way, I'm not saying invest in English, I'm saying invest in communication.
It's not oratory, it is making your point. That impactful communication, it should be assertive enough, respectful enough. I just tried to put 3 words. Impactful communication, it is assertive enough and respectful enough. That's wonderful. Thank you. Yes, one more?
Yeah.
One more.
As a HR young professional here.
Oh. No, we are discussing graduates in general.
That's what the person who is coming to join HR. That's what.
No, we are not discussing HR. We are discussing
fine, graduate. So, excellent interpersonal skills.
Excellent interpersonal skills. IPR, GPR, IPR.
I think we should be more focused on self-development rather than looking at the fellow colleagues and how they are doing. And that is when a lot of people, when they join as an intern and they see that how many of them are getting a PPO and not me, it should be more focused on self.
More focused on self. He says people should think about themselves than comparing. Comparing will always cause pain. So you think about yourself. Are you growing? Are you happy? Wonderful. Shall we go to HR or?
Can I add the last one here? I think
You are
me,
from
I'm from
yeah.
yes. I look for people who are more with growth mindset and solution oriented.
Growth mindset, solution mindset. वो ज़्यादा है ना?
High levels of energy.
High levels
like
of
GP.
Oh, high levels of energy. Yeah, all right. Sandeep.
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness. Very good. Wonderful. Yes, Rajiv.
GP, I'll just add a piece of information here. 2 weeks back, I did a poll of 1,400 students in Western India, asking them what do they think the campus should do for them. 38% said make us earn a lot of money. At the same time, I created the same question from the industry people. Many of my friends responded in terms of what do they advise youngsters when they enter the college, and the percentage on this point was 0%. So that is the perception difference amongst the students, and we need to also address that.
Because
money is a byproduct of excellence. You do well, you will get the money.
We should not generalize saying, generalize is not saying. So I always give this, factory में worker से जब deal करते हैं ना, किसी को थाली चाहिए खाना, morning, चाय, किसी को थैली चाहिए, पैसा, incentive, बहुत है, किसी को थाली चाहिए. So it's a composition, all three together 100. So sometimes we may make mistakes. So this is very good. Is it calm? Is it calm? Is it now? Or what is he looking for? So maybe perception. You cannot generalize. Point well taken. Shall we move to HR? Now you are recruiting people for HR. Somebody has done an MBA specialized in HR, or in totally full-time HR, or somebody has done engineering but he wants to come HR. They want to come to the HR. Do you have any specific competencies? Competencies broader term instead of skill, na? KSP बोलते हैं ना, knowledge skill. KSP, knowledge skill, knowledge skill personality. नहीं, why I said personality? मेरा गांव कल्याण सिंहपुर KSP याद करना में easy होता है. KSP मेरा गांव KSP knowledge skill personality. मैं ऐसे याद. So HR. Hey, you are here, Simin. You didn't participate. नाराज है, बोलो. HR recruit कर रहा है. क्या एक competency?
Competency सब में एक ही होनी चाहिए. High energy, right attitude. Attitude.
Of course. Very good. To start. Yes.
So whatever we talked earlier, all that copy plus business acumen. They need to understand business.
HR वालों से business
Sir उन्हें business नहीं पता होगा.
अगर business acumen नहीं है, I worked in all private sector में काम किया, तो needless to say that बनिया कंपनी में काम किया, बनिया commercial acumen ये चाहिए HR जो कि नहीं पढ़ा रहा. Wonderful. Business orientation, business sense, ability to read a balance sheet, quick calculations. Yeah.
I think first they also need to understand the different competencies within HR.
So that is functional.
Yeah.
Functional. Yes, sir.
I think HR needs to be more participating in all the other departments. They can't be only in the appraisal rooms.
HR वो बोलता है ना ज्वाइनिंग का दिन मिला था और जाने के दिन मिलेंगे वो HR इससे and they should participate in the entire business, so they should be interacting with people. Great point, sir. I mean it comes from the business, but it's a great point.
People management.
Not
B2B or B2C, it is P2P, people to people.
Personal credibility is very very important for HR. बोलते हैं कि बाकी को जरूरत नहीं क्या, मैं बोला कि बाकी को जरूरत है, आपका ज्यादा जरूरत है. Because that's expected. You are supposed to be custodian of the culture. You are supposed to nurture relationship. तो ये जरूरी है credibility. आप ethics की बात कर रहे हो, आपका ethics का धरता बनते हो, तो फिर आप ethical होना चाहिए ना. Credibility, wonderful point. Yes, Sakshi.
For new generation HR, knowledge of the regulatory environment, the labor.
Knowledge of the regulatory environment, very good update. Because पहले क्या होता था, हम हंसते थे, इंजीनियर, डॉक्टर, वकील, वो जिंदगी भर पढ़ता, अभी आपको भी पढ़ना पड़ेगा. हाँ पहले हम लोग हंसी करते हैं, लोग जिंदगी भर पढ़ते रहते हैं. हम तो एक बार पढ़ लिया होगा, अभी नहीं. रेगुलेटरी चेंज हो रहा है, लॉ चेंज हो रहा है, गाइडलाइन चेंज हो रहा है, रेगुलेटरी समझना चाहिए. वेरी वंडरफुल पॉइंट. यस सर. ह्यूमिलिटी. मैं सर क्या बोलते हैं, मतलब विस्मय हो गया ये वाला पॉइंट. आप दिस इज वेरी गुड. ह्यूमिलिटी, आई मीन इट्स दिस समथिंग, वो आपके लिए ताज बन जाएगा. इफ ए पर्सन इज हम्बल, HR में तो श्योर शॉर्ट सक्सेस. ग्रेट पॉइंट सर. राजीव. अच्छा राजीव से आप वही छोड़ दिएगा ये फोन, ये माइक.
ऐसे होते हैं तो मेरे पास माइक लेके आया.
मेरा दोस्त बोलो.
GB, I feel uncomfortable in a word which is injected into their minds at the colleges itself by the faculty also, and these kids come to the campus, organization say, oh sir, I have specialized in HR. भाई सारी उम्र निकल जाएगी, कोई specialist नहीं होता. So therefore it is, when you go to an organization and looking for a job, project yourself to be a moldable child. और जो सीखा है ना उसे एक साल के लिए भूल जा, पहले सीख, फिर compare that in terms of क्या सीख के आया.
Good point. I know it all, नहीं I learn it all. तो learning तो continue करता है. So specialized होकर के I'm a student of HR. I'm a graduate. Something very good, great point. Yeah. Some more from HR. Yes.
I think you should also be more.
अच्छा आप उनको दे देते हैं.
Sir, one important thing I see the cultural sensitivity because they move from industries, businesses, geographies. So
Cultural sensitivity. Very good, very good. I mean the inclusiveness हम जो बोलते हैं और it's beyond. It's not male, female or gender or age or thing. Cultural sensitivity. Wonderful point. Wonderful. Great point. Yes. Good. HR done. Hey. Nobody should say हमने हाथ उठाया. I mean that's the spirit of this interaction. This is Samvad, no Vivad.
Sir.
GP sir. Ashutosh.
GP sir इधर.
एक मिनट आशुतोष फिर से
when I think of some HR guy who is coming fresh from the college, I only look at whether the person is coming with original mind or he has got a lot of baggage of past HR practices, whatever he has done. But whether he can generate new HR practices which are needed for the business for my unique situation, yeah.
And
So original mind,
not
and ability to
not
relate with things,
not
ability
copy
to
paste,
relate
not
with
copy
things.
paste.
Yes.
अपना कुछ contribute करेगा, अपना कुछ करके जाएगा. Wonderful. Ashutosh did that wherever he worked, and now also he's doing it this TV. Yeah, Sandeep.
Sir, dignity of labor उसको समझ में आना चाहिए.
Dignity of labor इनको समझ में आना चाहिए.
HR वाले को सबसे पहले से.
Thank you so much. मैं dignified बोला ना? Thank you. मेहनत करके बोला. Yes. Some voice.
I would like to add that
Yes.
handling ambiguity.
Mostly.
Yes.
Yes.
Handling ambiguity is very important because it's a volatile world, so nothing is there on the paper.
Things
So
are
it's
not.
handling.
See, all things are not written down. All the things are not very clearly defined. HR में जब काम होता है, always नया चीज आता है. उसका एक solution नया होता है. So कभी चीजें clear नहीं होता है. So you should be able to read ambiguities. Very wonderful. Ambiguity. पहले adversity सोचा था, ambiguity also important.
And one more thing probably will be that I can do attitude rather than giving fancy excuses why a thing cannot be done. If one can come and say that yes, I can do it, nothing like that.
मैंने देखो ambiguity कैसे देखो बार अभी भी open है मैंने बोला ना तो did I say that आप जाओ ambiguity but लोग चलेगा लोग चलेगा अपना
Please be with us 2 more minutes and then you can write. Please.
अच्छा नहीं धनंजय अपना काम कर दिया धनंजय मेरे को बोलते 2 मिनट में खत्म करो ये पहली बार कोशिश किया मेरा 40 मिनट नहीं हुआ एक पॉइंट और बोल सकता 22 मिनट्स हुआ अभी तक एक पॉइंट और बोल दो नहीं लिखा था उसे छोड़ो ना मैं कैसे बोलूं
I think today's youth also have to write an original resume and original self-written covering letter instead of using the chat GPT.
Very good, wonderful. That's what original thinking. अपना तो लिखो यार क्या किया क्या कर सकते हो. Not the chat GPT. Okay, we'll move on. Industry वाला थोड़ा define कर देते जल्दी. When you say industry, academia interface, what is your understanding of industry? Is it factory, company, corporate, anything else? You ask the question, let them answer. हाथ नीचे कर दे, वो है ना नीचे भी आ सकते हैं हाथ.
तुमने मुझे बोला था प्रोवोक करते रहना तो मैं कर रहा हूँ.
ये हमारा स्टेज मैनेजर सबको मालूम है. ये दोनों साथ में आते हैं, साथ में जाते हैं, यहाँ पे संवाद क्रिएट कराते हैं. वाद बोल के संवाद क्रिएट कराते हैं. Yes, anybody wants to say that industry is beyond corporate, beyond factory, beyond office. Do you think anything else when you say industry academia interface? बच्चे जो बाहर निकलते हैं, some of them will go to government, some of them will go to NGOs, some of them will go back to academics, some of them will go to research, some of them will go to राजनीति. some of them will do entrepreneurship. So when you say this interface, synergy, wherever they get employed, wherever they will contribute, wherever they add value, wherever they earn, naam, kaam, dam, tino karenge, everything is there. So when you do this, business school, engineering schools should also interact with government, academia who appoints your people, research organizations, NGOs, entrepreneur world, the hubs, E-hub, M-hub, S-hub, the hubs there, the startup hubs. So उनसे भी बात करना है, खाली corporate HR से नहीं है ना. So this is one view. Rajesh, do you have any other view?
I think it's a question of perspective also, because if you look at the organized workforce in India, only private sector is contributing to 2.54% and 92% is unorganized sector. And our management institutes are not preparing the children for that. And this is a very big thing. Plus we are not preparing them for entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is taught by employed people who do not understand what entrepreneurship is all about.
Great point. We are only always taught, थोड़ा बढ़ा के वही organized sector में सीमित रहते हैं. We should think about that large unorganized sector. Either उसको organize करो, नहीं तो कम से कम serve करना शुरू करो. Wonderful. This is the last point. You said 2 minutes, but I have to do one.
Dr. Rao, one more.
One more.
In the earlier.
Okay.
So I think today climate change is a bigger problem, and the municipalities are the biggest corrupt. How can that be integrated?
That's also that understanding the environment. How you can. That's a good point. So last point is you have got a paper. I think Dhananjay used the word abhi exam hoga. I never said, but कागज भरो मैंने बोला because some of your viewpoints we could not capture within this limited time. But you have a paper, you write down. No? So that's you do. But in the meanwhile, while you write down, tell us what is one area you can contribute to this. हाँ बताओ मैं mentor बनूँगा. बताओ ना, nothing. Anybody. Let's start. Let us generate some 10 ideas. How the so-called industry representatives can contribute to this. In what way? Let us generate some ways. You will contribute to us how? By taking a class or mentoring or curriculum, anything. Just tell one. Tell one, start with you. You will be coaching people, mentoring people. Yes. Anybody? Iba? Grooming people. Wonderful. Mentoring, coaching. Yeah.
How to be selfless?
You will tell us. You teach them.
Selfless service.
You will teach them, take them to Yamuna Clinic. I am part of an NGO called Bharati. We only do that. तो हमारे लिए आप बच्चे दे दीजिए यमुना सफाई.
I have a point. While focusing on students, we need to focus on faculty development.
Let's clap for that. Always. See, हम लोग student बोल रहे हैं. Teacher, faculty development. उनका साथ बैठो. Pedagogy की बात करो. Student expectation बात करो. उनको बोला सर chat GPT का beyond बात करो. Very good point, sir. Anything else where you want to contribute, sir? Where you can contribute? Ask.
Sir, I feel I am, of course, all throughout my life, I have been in higher education, my career and everything. But always I have been feeling about the schools also. Do we have anything in schools related to management, commerce, or banking? Zero. Do we have anything which is a program that they must visit? There was a DST Inspire program that is.
भैया दरवाजा बंद हो सकता है क्या? So एक मिनट सर, आपको बहुत ऊंची important चीजें हम मिस कर गए. हाँ दरवाजा बंद कर दो. चलो अब बोलिए.
So what I feel is.
आप जल्दी बोल देंगे.
Yeah, just a very important thing that can we not reach to school also before 10th class and 10th? It is very
wonderful. What he's saying is हमारा discussion college, institution, MBA, engineering हो रहा है. Why not go to the schools also? Yes, why not? Wonderful idea. Okay, so we'll stop here. We'll try to sum it up. So in a limited period, everybody felt that he or she got a chance to speak, but some of you couldn't. So, but then kindly use that paper. So आपका views वहाँ पे लिखिएगा. So that NDIM, this is very specific to NDIM. But whereas what we discussed is we discussed in general, national building. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity for facilitating a samvad. Thank you so much.
He is a big support to us. We'll give a perspective from Niti Aayog side only for 2 minutes because some friends have started leaving. So Shashank kindly be with us for 2 minutes.
I thought I'd share is try to sum up what was discussed over the last half an hour here. Probably my own personal reflections on what academia-industry interface should actually lead to. I think the greatest shortage in the world today is not about resources or people, but it is about leaders. That's the greatest shortage, and I think the greatest opportunity for higher education institutions and industry is to create such leaders. And what is it that goes into making a leader? So I thought let me use these 2 minutes to provide an elaboration on the word or the acronym leader, so that each one of us can go back with how, whether as an academic institution or as a corporate body, we can nurture leaders and provide them the right platform. So I think the first word L should ideally stand for something which is rarely discussed, but which is the solution to most of the problems that we are facing, and that L is love. I think the sense of selfishness that pervades every profession and every aspect of our life today can only be solved by this particular word love, which is oft forgotten. And that love is not the kind of physical love that we envisage. It's the selfless love, which is others before ourselves. So what can we do for others is what the leader always asks himself or herself. The next alphabet E stands, or rather should stand, for excellence. Without being excellent in everything that we do in our personal, professional and social lives, we can never be leaders. And I think each university and each corporate organization should and does encourage cultivation of this excellence in every aspect of the individual. A in today's day and age for a leader should stand for agility. How quick we are in embracing all the change that comes across our professions. As Bansalji very interestingly mentioned, how agile NDIM has been in trying to embrace technology and integrate it with their curriculum, and how agile industries and corporations are today in order to make themselves relevant in the world today so that they can beat competition and excel in their field. That agility is very vital at the leadership level as well. The word D, or rather the alphabet D, should stand for discipline, something which is often forgotten in our race towards achieving our outcomes. Both personal, professional, individual and institutional discipline is vital in order to enable us to achieve the success that we want to as leaders. The penultimate alphabet E should stand for an entrepreneurial mindset. And here entrepreneurship does not stand for business alone. It's the ability to innovate, it's the ability to take risks, and it's the ability to be resilient in the changing circumstances that we come across that a leader needs to embrace in his or her personality in an integrated fashion. That entrepreneurial mindset, whether it's the social sector, the corporate sector, or the governance sector, is what will distinguish one from others, is very vital. And the last alphabet, R, would and should stand for responsibility. In today's day and age, when the world is not on fire, but it's almost boiling, and we are facing so many problems, whether they are ecological problems, environmental problems, social problems, mental problems, physical problems, it is this sense of responsibility towards the larger community, the society, the nation, the planet, is what will make an individual truly a leader. I think it is this acronym of leadership which is what the National Education Policy is attempting to nurture. And I think the three quotients, intelligence quotient, emotional quotient, and the social quotient, and integration of all these three is very vital to succeed in today's day and age. And it is these that the National Education Policy has underscored through its various provisions. And I think it is these that every higher education institution and every corporation and governance institution should nurture in the culture or the ambience that create that will truly enable us to be the world leader that we are aspiring to be. If India has truly to be a Vikasit Bharat in 2047, it is these aspects that will be vital in every individual citizen and every administrator and every corporate leader that will make us Viksit in the true sense of the term. I wish very well to NDIM and to the National HRD Network in the efforts that they are undertaking, and may these ideas continue to inspire us in all the work we do. Thank you to Bansalji personally for having me.
For conducting this session and highlighting the list of skills and competencies that all of you look for from management graduates. Now, for the most important event of this evening, I'm extremely happy to invite former National HRD President, Mr. P. Dwarkanath sir, to please come on stage. Senior member Dr. Balian, please, Dr. Bansal, Professor Bhumika, to please facilitate the new member and the National President, Mr. Prem Singh. I request Premji sir to please say a few words.
Okay. So, a river, just like an ocean, which has been continuously giving to everyone, and if we could together contribute little back to this river or to this reservoir of experience, wisdom, and expertise, I think we would have done our bit. So I wouldn't make it too long because a lot of deliberations have already happened. I'll just say only two things. Number one, all the great work which has happened in National HRD Network, and that has happened because of many leaders present in this room. For example, Dwarka sir is here, Siddhi Kisan was here for quite a while back, Dr. Balian, Dr. J.P. Garu, Khurana Sahab, Dr. V.P. Singh, Rajan Sinha, many others, many people, Dr. Bansal himself, plus many senior people seated here. Just because I'm not able to call everyone's name, please don't feel bad. The list is really long. So, firstly, try and build the great work that has been done by all of these people. That's number one. Number two, try to become slightly more expansive. When I say expensive, it means expand the horizon, meaning be slightly more inclusive. So that's why you would have seen that the constitution of the board that we have just done recently, it comprises of people from private sector, from public sector, from MSMEs, from institutions like NSIC. The people from the social sector, the people from academia, and the people who can make an impact at a much wider plane. So the thought is, let's make it much more deep, let's expand the horizon, and let's continue and build on the great work which has happened in last so many years. One final thing, in last 30 years plus that we have been in existence, the National HRD Network, we are yet to have a women national president. But this is something which would not happen overnight. If this is to happen in 2025 or 2027, the work must start now. And we have been extremely conscious of that. So there is already some thought process, and there are a lot of strong potential people inducted on the board or on the special invitees list, those women leaders who can make it, but all of them would need our support also. They by themselves may not be able to make it. We would need to support all of them. Finally, I'm here not because of only myself. I'm here because of all of you. अगर आप ना होते तो मैं भी इधर ना होता. I can go on. The kind of support that you have provided to me and to my team as Delhi and NCR president, also the regional president for North region, I think that was commendable. And I go myself, I want to say a big thank you to all of you. God bless all of us. Let us continue to raise the bar for National HRD Network. With this, I thank you all very much. Thank you. अभी डिस्कशन जो हुआ था जीपी गारू साहब ने जो डिस्कशन किया, you did not contribute any thought, so here I must also do that. So GP Garu साहब, I have just two thoughts. Number one, what if NDIM along with NHRDL was to take a lead on 40 under 40, institutionalizing some kind of a annual HR conclave, all the organizers, all the speakers under 40, all the audience under 40, and entire focus is actually on the youth. So can we do something, can NDIM take a lead on this? And I think from NHRDL side, and I recognize and acknowledge the presence of Lopa, my national treasurer. Lopa, could you kindly stand up for a minute, please? Sorry, it's not a good idea to make a lady stand, but just so that everyone can. You see, it's very important to have Lakshmi managing your Lakshmi. So that's why we have a Lakshmi managing the Lakshmi for NHRDL. So that's number one. Number two, NDIM has been a leader in organizing hackathons. Can we think of partnering with NDIM on making it big, making it much more impactful, and enlisting the support of a lot of corporates, also some MSMEs, because they don't have a lot of wherewithal and the resources, but through these support systems, we can support them also. So with this, thank you so much, and have a great evening. We'll chat again. Thank you. God bless all of us.
People have been missing out on the drinks, so we are open till late hours. Please have a couple of drinks first before you go for the dinner. Also, when you leave, please pick up the planter lying outside. We are going to be offering you as a small kind of a gesture from our side. And one final thing, I'll request Premji and all his team members is the initiative that he just mentioned for the next president to be women 25 or 27 or 29. If we can start doing some conferences around that also. Premji mentioned 40 under 40.
Right.
Let there be something around women empowerment and leadership, so that you really find a president in the next 2, 3, 4 years. We'd love to do that also. Thank you very much, everybody. Extremely good.
This thing all, could we request all of you to please come here for a group picture? Please. And I request NDIM team to all.
Sir, yes. On your toes. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Sir,